All right. Hey, Aries. This is Tara with Tara's Tarot. I'm here with May's reading, and I've just dealt our cards. I also wanted to mention that I offer private readings. You can email me at tara@tarastarot.com, or there's also information below. So, all right, I'm going to go through these cards. So for May, here's what we're looking at. We're going to go one by one, and I'm just going to show you what they are, and then I'm going to dive in. So where we are in the present moment, or the core of the situation, we've got the Two of Swords. Crossing this, we've got the Nine of Pentacles. Hanging overhead of the situation, we've got the Ace of Wands. Below the surface of the situation and the subconscious, we've got the Four of Swords. Passing away into the recent past, we've got the Knight of Swords. Moving into our near future, we've got the Chariot. All right, let me put those back and then I'll keep going. Okay, representing us, we've got the Eight of Cups. In the environment, we've got the Hermit. Hopes and fears, we've got the King of Wands. And 4 cards for our outcome, we've got the Six of Cups. Got the Two of Pentacles. We've got the Lovers. And we've got the Four of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, we've got the Sun. All right, so let's make sense of this. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of talk it through, mention some points, and then we'll really get going. So it looks like there's something that we are feeling either conflicted about, or we can't see the truth of, like our thoughts are kind of doubtful, not sure, is it this, is it that, do I choose this, do I choose that, or just feeling some kind of feeling of being stuck, not wanting to move forward because you're not sure what the best decision is, or you don't know how you really think about a situation or how you're really viewing a situation. So there's some kind of indecision, there's some kind of blockage, there's some kind of not being able to really get to the bottom of something that we want to understand. With that said, it looks like in the environment, we've got the Hangman here, there's something happening that's out of our control. There's something happening where the puzzle pieces are getting put together. Things are in operation behind the scenes. So that might be why we feel this pause or this dilemma, because there's more to the story. There's more going on a higher level. So it might not be time to really, we might not be meant to have all the answers, basically. Okay, because with that, it's showing us kind of leaving behind something, whether it's an expectation, whether it's a situation, whether it's a mental belief or an emotional belief. We're kind of like putting that down and kind of walking away from something, because there's this whole new energy coming in. There's this brand new potential for something in our lives, this brand new excitement, this brand new direction, this reinforcement of our hopes, our passion, our vision. Like something is captivating us, something is, guiding us to the future. And we see a lot of success in the near future. So in the near future, it's going to be a big contrast, because we're going to be we're going to be kind of riding that wave of where we're meant to go, and we're going to be in balance as well, and we're going to know where we're headed. So this kind of dilemma is very temporary, and it's going to pass into, now we know the direction, we know where to go, we're in alignment with the universe, and we're going. So there's going to be some developments in the near future. And then it's like, okay, everything looks good with the Sun. Everything's turning out well. The outcome has a theme of love. So we've got the Lovers. We've got the Six of Cups. So that can show like a soulmate situation. So a deep connection with someone, a real true connection with someone. We don't know what that means though. And it's going to be different for everybody. But there's some kind of, something's being manifested around that. Something's kind of coming into form around that. It's still going through some changes, and it's still kind of becoming, but I do see it kind of solidifying. So we're going to probably get clarity on that. All right, guys. So Let's go through this. All right, so here's our kind of main energy, the Two of Swords. So like I said, we could feel conflicted. This is about having, multiple decisions or a decision with multiple options and not really knowing which one to choose, or feeling like you don't have all the information, feeling like you don't have the answer, so you don't really want to move forward yet. So there's just kind of this sense of either a pause or, contemplation, like, wait, what is my guidance here? And that's why his eyes are blindfolded. It's like, I don't want to be distracted. I really want to go inside and meditate and go, like, what am I supposed to do? Okay. Now, I don't know if this is around money because it's crossed by the Nine of Pentacles. It could be a conflict around money or the home or finances or career. The Nine of Pentacles is when we really are, we have all our needs met. We're in our element. We are proud of what we've achieved, and we are just enjoying, the material and the what we have. So, this could be, because I'm not really seeing anything linked. Well, I guess the outcome a little bit, but I mean, this could also just be like maybe you don't have something feels up in the air about your stability. Like, will this mortgage go through? Is my relationship really grounded? What is the right way to invest? Like anything. So you have to see how that kind of fits. But okay. So then under the surface, this is really important because this is like what we might not be realizing, what we might not be seeing. What is this all supporting? What subconscious motivations are kind of, going on here? So we've got the Four of Swords. So again, this is a time of really contemplating, really trying to meditate and understand. Okay, this is when we take a step back and we kind of get into our own contemplation and, take a time out so that we can have a better perspective, so that we can gather our resources, so that we can be ready and get back in the game. This is a time of where, it might be important to rest. It might be important to take a step back. It might be time to, be in this pause. It's not a bad thing. It's just, what's necessary right now. And the fact that the hangman is in the outcome, that's corroborating that message, because the hangman being in the environment, this is the context we're playing in, what we're operating in, what's available to us. So it's this theme of, God saying, you don't have a role to play right now. You don't have to do anything right now. You can take a time out. You can step back. You can kind of think and rest and recuperate, or, gather your what is it called? Like reinforce your position. Because there's stuff that's going on that's out of your perception that has to kind of happen in order to get you where you want to go. So the hangman is, it's our time to pause. There's nothing we have to do, but we just have to wait for all the things that are working in tandem with us that we don't even know about, to kind of find their footing, to get into their placement. So that makes sense. So, and the fact that the hangman, this is a major card. So this is something that's in alignment with our soul's journey, our soul's, this carries a deeper meaning and message with us, because it's something that is in alignment with our whole development of our, the lessons we're meant to learn, the themes we're meant to go over in this lifetime. So the hangman being here is, there's a higher intelligence that's working this all out, and it's just kind of our time to chill. Okay, so, but that can be very frustrating for Aries. I'm an Aries, I know. So, but it's interesting because we've got this whole hanging overhead. So this is like kind of what's dawning on us, or what we're about to embrace, or what's kind of like making itself apparent to our consciousness on a conscious level. And we've got the Ace of Wands here moving into the Chariot in the near future. Okay, so there's something brand new. There's something, and this can even be like, maybe it's awakening in your relationship. So it doesn't have to be like, okay, a brand new thing, but it's a new cycle. It's a new calling. It's feeling fired up about something again. It's being motivated again. It's having something captivate you and believing in it and feeling motivated and feeling enraptured and like, yes, I have energy, I have motivation, I have a vision, and I want to apply that. So this is making me feel like, you're getting, you know the way to move forward. You know something new is starting. You're probably feeling very, fired up and hopeful and excited. So I feel like something breaks open, which, this Two of Swords is very temporary. Anyway, and then leading into the near future with the Chariot. So, it's like this potential from the universe here with the Ace of Wands turns into, yes, this is what you're meant to do. You're meant to go. You're meant to move. That is not literal necessarily, but it could be. But you move, like in your life, in your soul. You have somewhere to go. It's time to continue with that. And the Chariot is very victorious, triumphant, powerful. Leaving behind all the challenges and all the conflict and really, being in control of where you're going, really working with having nailed the forces inside of yourself where you're all working together and now you can, go. So that's really positive. That's really productive. That's showing that there's going to be some change and there's going to be that movement and that fired up feeling, which Aries, that's our happy place. Okay. So now, there's also the card representing us right now, is the Eight of Cups. So, this can be about leaving something behind. So whether it's like an old job that isn't fulfilling you, whether it's a toxic relationship that you've outgrown, whether it's just you want to move to a new place and, you have to put down the past. This is when we feel a calling. And in order to follow that calling, and remember, the Ace of Wands, calling, in order to follow this new exciting potential, this vision we have, something that we know is an opportunity from God, from the universe, we have to kind of, if we're following that new path, if we're following that calling, we have to turn our back on what came before or what we can't take with us. And that's what the Eight of Cups is. So, it's some kind of ending. It's some kind of transition. It's some kind of any emotional investment that you've made in the past in these cups. You have to move on. There's somewhere else. And this could also be like an expectation, that you have to put down in order to continue with this path forward. So it doesn't have to be literally like you leaving a relationship or you leaving a job, but something that you've kind of been attached or identified with emotionally. You might find that, okay, I really don't need that anymore, or I really don't want that anymore. So it looks like there is this shift, from being stuck to following this new exciting energy towards triumph, victory, and going to the next place in your journey, which is really exciting. And that's totally what we see here, your hopes and fears, the King of Wands. So you just want to kind of, fulfill your mission, do your passion project, be the leader of your own creation, be the leader of your own life, get things moving, convince other people, be the master of your own domain, So maybe things have kind of been, there's been a dilemma for you, or things have been up in the air, or things have been stuck. I really feel like this is shifting this month, and the fire is burning where you want to go. You believe you can get there. You feel it. Life's taking you there. So it's all very exciting, and we're going to get removed from that stuck kind of. Yeah, and like the sun's on the bottom of the deck. So it's like, yep, everything's great. You're going to be so happy. Everything's okay. You're coming into a better place where there's more freedom, there's more excitement, there's more warmth, there's more understanding, there's more, just enjoyment. There's more enjoyment. Now, the outcome is interesting because we do have the Lovers and the Six of Cups, which traditionally, this is all about soulmates. So this is like any kind of significant connection with someone that has there's a purpose and a meaning in your life. Now, sometimes soulmate relationships can be the most difficult, most painful relationships. Sometimes it can be so freeing and awesome because it's like, you have a friend for life or a kindred spirit. So there's no like expectation with soulmate relationships. They come into our life to teach us, and there's all different kinds. This isn't necessarily like, oh, they lived happily ever after. Not that you can't, but so I kind of want to look at this. But the fact that the Six of Cups is here is showing there's a lot of joy in this connection. There's a lot of trust. There's a lot of authenticity and just pure joy, purity of heart. You can be yourself around each other. There is this familiar connection. So I feel like this is a more enriching energy than it could be like, oh, the hard, tough lesson aspect. But then we've also gotten the outcome, these two pentacle cards. We've got the Two of Pentacles and the Four. So on one hand, I feel like this is showing the transition between, things kind of coming into form with the two. This is that transition period where you're being flexible. You have to kind of juggle a little bit because this isn't in its final shape and its final form. But coming into the Four, this is when, it kind of does solidify and it does plateau. And it's like, okay, now I have this firm base. Now I have something to show for it. Now, the other message here too, to keep in mind with the Four of Pentacles especially, is just like a word of caution against becoming too attached to what has come into being. So it's like, okay, what if there's this soulmate relationship that is coming into our lives and it actually does solidify and we actually can see it and touch it, and then we start to go, oh my God, now I don't want it to ever leave. Oh my God, what happens if, oh my gosh, I'm worrying now, and I like, and this can be all subconscious too, but when we can overly attach to things and we don't want it to change, we just want it how we want it. We want to control, and I'm making it sounds more dramatic coming to me from right now, but these are things that this happens all the time in relationships. And it's sometimes you don't even notice you're doing it. So the message is, we don't ever want to be stressing ourselves out and feeling like we have to control what's happening. Like, this is coming in for a reason. This is meant to be from a higher level, so it's going to fulfill what purpose it's meant to. Often with the Four, we can get in our own way and kind of push. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. We can subconsciously push it away because we don't believe that, we don't trust that it's going to do what it's meant to do. You know what I mean? We're like afraid of it leaving or afraid of it not turning out a certain way that we, get involved and get in our own way, and then that ends up happening. So I want to kind of clarify that. So I'm going to look at the Lover's energy just to kind of see. But I mean, most simply, this is like, okay, yeah, there's breaking free from anything that could have maybe been in the way of a relationship, any dilemma or holdup. It's saying like things are happening as they're meant to. Things are all working out. There's just some pieces that you don't have control of that have to kind of come together. But in the near future, we should all be seeing this forward movement. So we have kind of a victory around this. And we're moving forward and able to start this brand new journey with the Ace of Wands and this excitement and lead us into the Sun energy. So we're not going to be in that limbo place anymore. We might have to get rid of some old expectations or some situations that we can't fit or that are not meant to come into that new exciting place. Yeah. Okay, so let's look at the Lovers just to get like any little last bit of info. Okay, so a clarity card for the Lovers for Aries in May. Clarity card for the Lovers for Aries in May. Clarity card for the Lovers. What is the Lovers telling us? Oh, good, Judgment card. So this is like a whole fresh new beginning. This is leaving the past behind, really starting over, really waking up, really feeling rejuvenated and restored. So to me, this feels like a really good thing. Maybe some people are having like a reunion or reconciling after time apart. Maybe things have kind of been tough between you and a friend or you and your partner. Certain things aren't happening the way you expected, but there's this whole new regeneration and getting back on board and feeling like things have just been transformed, and there's this whole new hopeful, new beginning here, because the Judgment card's all about seeing the truth, being liberated, and getting out there again and being ready to start this new chapter. So I feel like it's a really positive thing. All right, I'm gonna get one guidance card. So this is more like, okay, what do we do? What's our guidance? What messages, you know, are most important for us to know right now? Okay, and we got believe and trust. So if you've had any doubts, if you're kind of uncomfortable because you don't see everything and you don't know what's going to happen, and you're starting to feel I don't know, uncomfortable about whatever kind of seems to be stalled or stuck, or you're not really sure how you feel about something or what to do, don't worry. I think it's all going to work itself out. I think this is all leading us towards, like, we're really waiting for this hangman energy. So whatever we aren't aware of that's involved in this situation, certain things have to fall into place that has nothing to do with us. So as that comes together, we really do have this whole new exciting forward movement. And it's just saying, believe and trust. This says, before going to sleep tonight, say, Archangel Michael, God, universe, tell yourself, whatever that means for you, please enter my dreams and replace fear with faith and trust. Let me be filled with strength, courage, and confidence. So there's nothing to fret about. This is beautiful, actually. I mean, this is all what's meant to happen and what we want to happen ultimately. I mean, this is just a lot of joy, a lot of renewal, a lot of beauty in relationships, a lot of deepening of connections, a lot of enjoying connection with others. So really, we can believe, we can trust. It's all good. It's all okay. And so I hope that this helped anyone who feels like there's just a little bit of a dilemma or a little bit of indecision, or because that's really not like Aries too. But keep in mind, it's just there's other stuff going on, and once that all, and we don't have to wait too long for it. It's coming. So if anyone wants to ask any questions about your personal situation in depth, feel free to email me, or there's information below. I can go over how private readings work if you're interested, and I hope to see you next time. Okay, everybody, leave comments if this relates. Okay, bye.